Secretary General call the roll of the defendant. Karl Brandt. Paul Rostock. Oscar Schroeder. Karl Gensken. Karl Gebhardt. Kurt Blome. Rudolf Brandt. Joachim Mrugowski. Helmut Poppendick. Wolfram Sievers. Gerhard Rose. Siegfried Ruf. Hans Wolfgang Romberg. Victor Brack. Hermann Becker-Freising. Georg August Welz. Konrad Schäfer. Waldemar Hoffen. Wilhelm Bagelberg. Adolf Pokorny. Hertha Oberhäuser. Fritz Fischer. The Honorable Tribunal, please. All the defendants are in the dock. The defendants will be seated. Counsel for the prosecution will now proceed with the arraignments of the defendant.
Reich Commissar for Health and Sanitation and member of the Reich Research Council. Siegfried Handloser, Generaloberstabsarzt, Medical Inspector of the Army, and Chief of the Medical Services of the Armed Forces. Paul Rostock, Chief Surgeon of the Surgical Clinic in Berlin, Surgical Advisor to the Army, and Chief of the Office for Medical Science and Research, under the defendant Karl Brandt, Reich Commissioner for Health and Sanitation. Oscar Schroeder, Generaloberstabsarzt, Chief of Staff of the Inspectorate of the Medical Service of the Luftwaffe, and Chief of the Medical Service of the Luftwaffe. Karl Gensken, Gruppenführer in the SS, and Generalleutnant in the Waffen-SS, and Chief of the Medical Department of the Waffen-SS. Karl Gebhardt, Gruppenführer in the SS and Generalleutnant in the Waffen-SS. Chief Surgeon of the staff of the Reich Physician SS and Police, and President of the German Red Cross. Kurt Blome, Deputy Reich Health Leader and Plenipotentiary for Cancer Research in the Reich Research Council. Rudolf Brandt, Standartenführer in the Allgemeine SS, Personal Administrative Officer to Reichsfuhrer SS Himmler, and Ministerial Counselor and Chief of the Ministerial Office in the Reich Ministry of the Interior. Joachim Rogowski, Oberfuhrer in the Waffen-SS, Chief Hygienist of the Reich Physician SS and Police, and Chief of the Hygienic Institute of the Waffen-SS. Helmut Poppendick, Oberfuhrer in the SS, and Chief of the Personal Staff of the Reich Physician SS and Police. Wolfram Sievers, Standartenführer in the SS, Reich Manager of the Ahnenerbe Society, and Director of its Institute for Military Scientific Research, and Deputy Chairman of the Managing Board of Directors of the Reich Research Council. Gerhard Rose, Generalarzt of the Luftwaffe, Vice President, Chief of the Department for Tropical Medicine, and Professor of the Robert Koch Institute, and Hygienic Advisor for Tropical Medicine to the Chief of the Medical Service of the Luftwaffe. Siegfried Ruf, Director of the Department for Aviation Medicine at the German Experimental Institute for Aviation. Hans Wolfgang Romberg, doctor on the staff of the Department for Aviation Medicine at the German Experimental Institute for Aviation. Viktor Brack, Oberfuhrer in the SS and Sturmbannführer in the Waffen-SS, and Chief Administrative Officer in the Chancellery of the Führer of the NSDAP. Hermann Becker-Freise at Hohenleichen. Fritz Fischer, Sturmbannführer in the Waffen-SS, and Assistant Physician to the Defendant Gebhardt at the hospital at Hohenleichen. Count 1, the common design or conspiracy. 1. Between September 1939 and April 1945, all of the defendants herein, acting pursuant to a common design, unlawfully, accessories to, ordered, abetted, took a consenting part in, and were connected with plans and enterprises involving the commission of war crimes and crimes against humanity. 3. All of the defendants herein, acting in concert with others for whose acts the defendants are responsible, unlawfully, willfully, and knowingly participated as leaders, organizers, in the course of which experiments the defendants committed the murders, brutalities, cruelties, tortures, atrocities, and other inhumane acts more fully described in counts 2 and 3 of this indictment. 5. The said common design, conspiracy, plans, and enterprises embrace the commission of war crimes and humanity as set forth in count 2 and 3 of this indictment, in that lawfully, willfully, and knowingly